A mother cat named Mira crept along the muddy bank, her ribs showing, her fur matted with hunger and pride. She had 3 kittens waiting in the hollow of a tree crying for food. And when she heard the fishermen brag about the catfish that filled their nets, something inside her broke. If the humans could take from the river, so could she. She crouched at the edge, eyes locked on the silver flicker beneath the surface. The water whispered to her, "Come closer." Her paw touched the current, cold, alive. She struck, claws flashing, and pulled out a wriggling carp. Triumph. For the first time in weeks, she felt full, but greed doesn't stop where hunger ends. She tore into the fish, forgetting her kittens, her fear, her place in the world. Then the water shifted. A ripple turned into a surge. 2 pale eyes opened beneath her reflection. The river erupted. A giant catfish, larger than any she had ever seen, lunged from the depths. Its mouth gaped wide, a cavern of darkness and teeth. Mira leapt back, heart hammering. The beast struck where she had stood, jaws snapping shut with the sound of thunder. She tried to run, but the mud held her. The catfish's tail whipped through the air, striking her side, sending her tumbling into the reeds. Pain flared. The carp slipped from her grasp. The river went still again, watching, waiting. From the trees above, a young hawk named Caro saw everything. He belonged to a small band known as the Heroic Rescue Team, animals who saved others when nature turned cruel. He saw the cats struggle, saw the monster, and without a thought, he turned and flew for help. The wind carried his cry through the valley. "Mira's in the river! The monster has her!" At the lookout post, the team stirred to life. Rufine, the old badger medic, Vix, the clever fox scout, and the otter twins, Tula and Finn. They had seen floods, traps, fires, but never this. Still, they didn't hesitate. "Even the greedy deserve saving," Rufin growled, packing his herbs. By the time they reached the riverbank, lightning split the sky. Mira was barely conscious, her tail torn, her body trembling. The water around her rippled with unseen movement. "Hold on," Rufin called. The otters dove into the current. Beneath the surface, Finn saw the beast, enormous, gliding through the green like a shadow made of muscle and memory. Mira was sinking, eyes half closed, fur fanning like a white ghost. Finn lunged, caught her by the scruff, and kicked upward with everything he had. The current fought him. The catfish turned, jaws opening, a dark tunnel of death. Finn twisted, barely escaping as its teeth brushed his tail. His lungs burned, his vision blurred, but he reached the surface at last, gasping. "Rope!" he cried. A vine loop flew. Rufin and Vix hauled them out, dragging Mira onto the bank. She coughed, spat water, blinked into the rain. She was alive. Barely. Then the river moved again. The catfish rose, higher this time, an ancient god of hunger and wrath, gleaming under the lightning. Water cascaded off its body like silver rain. Its eyes were dull and endless. The team scattered. The fox hurled a spear. It bounced off the creature's skin. The otters dodged as the tail smashed into the shore. Mud flew. The hawk dove at its head, screaming, pecking, desperate. Rufin shielded Mira with his body. "We can't fight it!" Tala shouted. "Then we outsmart it," the badger barked. "We move now!" They pulled Mira toward the trees. Every step was pain, but she limped forward, teeth gritted. Behind her, the water boiled. The beast roared again, a sound that wasn't quite from this world. Then, through the rain, she saw it. The carp. Her prize. Still there, half floating in the shallows, something twisted inside her. Greed, guilt, desperation, and all tangled together. She stopped. "That's mine," she whispered. She turned back toward the river. "Mira, no!" Caro cried from above. But it was too late. The surface exploded. A wall of water rose up and crashed down upon her, swallowing her whole. The rescue team shouted her name, but her voice was gone, lost beneath the roaring current. The river closed again, smooth, silent, merciless. And in that silence, only the echo of her kitten's cries remained, soft, fading, waiting for a mother who might never come home. The night did not rest after it swallowed Mira. Rain drummed against the reeds, Thunder rolled across the valley, and the river frothed like a wounded thing. The rescue team stood in silence, staring at the place where the mother cat had vanished. No one spoke for a long time. It was Rufine, the badger, who finally broke the stillness. She's still down there, and she's still breathing until the river says otherwise. Vix the fox lowered his head. We'll drown if we go in blind. That thing isn't a fish, it's a storm with teeth. The otters, Tulla and Finn, glanced at each other. Finn still shook from the last dive, chest heaving. We can't leave her, he said. We can't let the kittens grow up waiting for a mother who never comes. The hawk Caro spread his wings, rain dripping down his feathers. Then we go back, together. They moved quickly. Tulla gathered vines for ropes. Vix found a long branch to use as a pole, and Rufine mixed crushed leaves into a poultice that would sting but heal if they ever made it back to shore. When they were ready, they looked at one another through the storm. No one needed to speak. They all knew this was not just a rescue. It was a promise to themselves. Under the river, Mira drifted in the dark. Her mind wandered between pain and memory. She saw her kittens, tiny, warm, waiting in the hollow tree. She saw herself stealing fish from the markets, clawing at scraps, cursing the world for its cruelty. Now the river whispered to her, a voice that seemed to come from the depths of her bones. You take. You take until you're taken. Her body twisted, fighting the current. But the catfish was there, an enormous shadow circling her like a living current. Its pale eyes glowed faintly, reflecting her own small fear. It spoke without words, through pressure, through water. Greed is the river. You made yourself part of it. Mira tried to cry out, but bubbles escaped her mouth instead. She reached upward, claws outstretched. Above, faint flashes of lightning shimmered on the surface. She wanted to go back. She wanted to live. On the bank, Rufin grunted, tightening the vine around his shoulder. Hold this line. I go in first. Otters, you follow. Fox, hawk, keep watch. Vix nodded, planting the end of the rope around a thick tree root. Don't get eaten, old friend. Rufin smiled grimly. Not on a Tuesday. Then he plunged into the river. The water was colder than he expected, cold enough to steal thought. The current seized him, but his paws were heavy with purpose. He swam down, eyes open, searching through the murk. He saw movement, faint white fur drifting. Mira, he kicked toward her, grabbed her by the scruff. But as he turned upward,